If you're using money to the detriment of your situation, it's doing more harm than good, no matter how exciting it feels in the moment. While I truly believe there's an infinite supply of money, you have to put yourself in a position for money to make its way to you. It starts with making your current income or money work better for you. When you do right by your money does right by you. Even if you're unhappy with what you're currently making, you can still do the right things with your money. In this episode, I'm sharing 6 ways to make your money work better for you. Start implementing these steps as soon as you can, and you'll see the ripple effect in your financial situation. Now, you work hard for your money, hopefully. So, shouldn't your money work hard for you? I'm hoping you're thinking, heck yes, Rhea. But if not, I'll settle for an I'm intrigued. Money is a tool, a resource, an engine we can use to obtain what we want or say no to things we don't want. Money gives us options, but only when we make money work better for ourselves. So let's get into the 6 ways you can make your money work better for you, starting right now. First one, practice gratitude for your current income. I've talked about gratitude plenty of times on this podcast, but the beauty about gratitude and practicing gratitude for your current income specifically is that you can literally start right now. In fact, let's do it together. Wherever you are, I want you to take a deep breath in and say these words out loud. I am so grateful for the money I do make. Now, say these words. I am beyond blessed to have money coming in. I want you to say those 2 statements every single day. I also want you to practice gratitude throughout the day, and it doesn't just have to be related to money. Anything you're thankful for, I want you to acknowledge it. The thing is, gratitude is something that most people take for granted or don't practice at all, but it's an absolute necessity as you make your way to your goals. Make sure you check out City Girl Savings Podcast episode 102, 6 Ways Gratitude Makes for a Richer Life, for more information on why gratitude is so important. I'll make sure to link to it in the show notes. The next thing you can do to make your money work better for you is to tell your money what to do with a budget. One of my favorite quotes is, "Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master." And this basically means that if you let your money control you, things will never be what you want. But on the flip side, if you can learn to control your money, if you tell your money what to do, it will obediently listen, okay? And if you're not sure how to tell your money what to do, I want you to know this. It all starts with a budget. A budget is the exact tool that tells your money what it should do. Sure, it's up to you to make sure you're actually implementing the budget accordingly, but the first step is actually getting a budget created. Now, I have been creating budget plans for over a decade, so if you need one, let me help. I will link to how you can get a budget plan created by me in the show notes. Now, whether you have a budget plan created for you or you create one yourself, you cannot escape the fact that you need a budget. Because we need to give our money guidance, a budget makes it possible for us to do just that. So a very important part of making your money work better for you is getting clear on what your money should be doing. And reiterating this, a budget is that thing. A budget is what will reiterate to your money what it should be doing. A budget should outline, here's what's coming in, here's what's going out, here's what's left over, and here's what should be happening with that leftover money. Again, it will be up to you to follow it, but having that guide is absolutely the first step. Now, the next thing you can do to make your money work better for you is pay yourself first. I know I've talked about this before on the podcast, this notion of paying yourself first, it's actually one of the principles from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's also a tried and true piece of financial advice. It basically means that whenever you get paid, so whenever you have money coming into you, a portion of that should be saved immediately. Paying yourself first means before your income, your money has a chance to go anywhere else, a portion of it stays with you in the form of savings or even investing. Now, in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, the recommendation is actually saving 10% off the top. I understand that's not always possible, but something should be saved right when you get paid, no matter what that amount is. If you're unsure of what you can afford, take a look at your budget. Your budget is going to tell you what you can realistically afford to put towards savings. And whatever that number is, start there and try to work your way up as you earn more or as you learn to live on less. Now, The Richest Man in Babylon is a very powerful book. I highly recommend you read it or listen to it if you haven't already. I'll make sure to link to it in the show notes so that you can check it out. The next step you can take to make your money work better for you is to save for your future self. So no matter how far away retirement seems, no matter how you think life is going to turn out, no matter if you think, well, I'm only young once, I'm going to live it up. I want you to know that when you are looking to make your money work better for you, saving for your future self is an absolutely necessary step. And what do I mean by that when I say save for your future self? Well, basically, I mean save for your life in retirement. I don't know about you, but I personally do not want to work in my golden years unless, of course, it's of my own choosing. But I certainly do not want to work in my golden years because I failed to manage my money when I was younger. Absolutely not. So if you work for an employer that offers a 401k plan or some other retirement plan, take advantage, okay? Contributing to retirement is one of the best ways to ensure your future self is financially protected. Now, if you're not sure what to contribute, I always recommend at least contributing up to what your employer will match at a minimum. So some companies match 3%, 5%, 10%. Every company is a little bit different, but no matter what, your starting point should be taking advantage of that match. If you are not sure if you can do that, or if you think maybe you can contribute more, look at your budget to see what you can afford to save for retirement. Again, your budget is going to show you, after all of your bills, expenses, and spending is taken care of, what you have left, and a portion of that leftover amount can be leveraged for retirement savings. At the end of the day, though, anything saved is better than nothing, especially when it comes to contributing to a retirement plan. But if your employer doesn't offer a retirement plan, or if you work for yourself, you're an independent contractor, I don't want you to think that you're out of options. There are actually quite a few options available to you. You can open an IRA, you can contribute to a solo 401k, there's self-employed IRAs, so there are plenty of options for you. Now, when I was working in corporate America, I had a 401k plan, but when I took City Girl Savings full time, I was no longer able to contribute to that 401k plan. Once you leave that company, those contributions stop. So prior to leaving corporate America, I actually opened a Roth IRA because I knew I would be taking City Girl Savings full time, but I still wanted to contribute to retirement. So I rolled over those 401k funds into my Roth IRA, and now I contribute to my Roth IRA regularly. I will say that the contribution limits on an IRA versus a 401k are very different. IRA in 2025, you can contribute $7,000 for the year, whereas with a 401k, it's $23,500. So big difference, but hey, like I said, anything is better than nothing. If you're not sure where you can open an IRA, they're pretty much available through most financial institutions. So I personally have mine with Betterment, but Fidelity, Robinhood, Vanguard, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they all have options available to you. So there really is no excuse for you not saving for your future self, for you not saving for retirement. This is absolutely a necessary step to making your money work better for you, and especially to take advantage of the power of time when it comes to saving and investing for the long term. The next step to making your money work better for you is to control your spending. And I know this is hard. I've made an entire career out of this difficulty, but it is so important, and it's such a necessary step if you want to reach your financial goals. Here's the thing. There needs to be some accountability on your part when making the most of your money, okay? And controlling your spending is where your accountability really matters. One of the best ways to control your spending is to identify what causes you to spend or overspend in the first place. Know what triggers or impulses drive you to swipe your card. Are you bored with nothing better to do, so you just scroll through Amazon? Did you receive a bonus, so you're excited to spend it? So basically, when extra money comes to you, your first thought is, let me spend this. Did you have a hard day at work, or you got dumped, so you're justifying your purchases to feel better? When you know what triggers you to spend, especially when you know you shouldn't be spending, you can work to find other ways to handle those emotions. Trust me, the temporary high you get from purchasing something fades, and usually pretty quickly. And sometimes it can even turn into guilt. Now, eventually, the feeling you get from having no debt, having money in the bank, seeing your net worth go up, seeing your credit score go up, seeing your investments go up, all of that makes the self-control worth it. But we got to get there first. Now, if you have tried to hold yourself accountable, if you cannot control your impulses, if it's too hard for you to work through that on your own, work with a coach. Find an accountability partner. Start a blog. Start an Instagram account. Do what you need to do to build up that accountability in yourself, even if that means having someone else help you. I promise you, getting started is the hardest part. Building those initial steps of accountability is the hardest part. So once you can get through that hurdle, you will be a powerhouse. And yes, I am speaking from experience. The final step in making your money work better for you is believing that more money will always come. So remember how I said when you do right by your money does right by you? I know I said it earlier and it bears repeating, but doing the right things with your money will ultimately open the door for more. And if you believe that more money will make its way to you, it definitely will, but only if you're in a place to receive it. So if you find that you have a lack mindset, or you are scarcity mindset, you are having a hard time with feeling confident and seeing the positive when it comes to money, I want you to try some money rituals to attract more wealth into your life. So some things you can do that can make a difference are speaking or writing money affirmations. I did a podcast episode where I just went down a list of some of my favorite affirmations. I'm actually going to link to that in the show notes so you can take a listen, especially if you struggle with knowing what affirmations to say. But another thing you can do is listen to guided meditations on abundance. YouTube has so many different abundance meditations. There was a point in time where, I was feeling a little sidetracked with my money mindset and I wanted to get back on track. So every morning I would just listen to these abundance meditations and it made a huge difference. So just do a YouTube search for abundance meditations and I promise you'll find quite a few. Another thing you can do is spend with intention and think through your purchases. Now, notice I didn't say don't spend, right? I'm actually encouraging you to spend, but I want you to be mindful. I want you to be intentional. I want you to be aware of what you're doing. Whether you need the thing you're buying or not, whether you should or shouldn't be buying it, that's almost irrelevant. I just want you to actually build that awareness, build that intentionality. And once you get to a place where you're much more mindful of your spending decisions, you'll be in much more control. And then finally, journal your thoughts and feelings about money. Like if you have a lack mindset or a scarcity mindset, journal why. What was money like for you growing up? How were your parents with money? Did you ever have feelings of envy or jealousy? And now that you're an adult, you just spend and buy what you want. Like sometimes we have to peel the layers back and go deep to understand why we do what we do with money. So journaling can be a great way to do that. Your thoughts are powerful. If you think you won't have enough, you surely won't. But on the other hand, if you think money will come to you, it surely will. If you find you're constantly negative or have a scarcity mindset, I want you to be intentional and put the work in to change that. It will totally change your life. So you'll notice there isn't really a common theme among all of the steps I shared with you today to make your money work better for you. You'll have to shift your mindset. You'll have to create a budget. You'll have to save. There's no one way to accomplish money management mastery. It's a good thing, actually. I mean, it takes a few different actions to achieve, but that's okay. You can, focus on the low-hanging fruit first, then transition to maybe the harder things. But what doesn't change is that the sooner you start, the better off you'll be.